G'day there. I'm cycling from San Diego all the way across the US to the east, somewhere on the east coast, possibly Maine, but really, who knows, could end up anywhere. Anyway, right now, in this video, I'm cycling from Vega on one side of the Texas Panhandle right across to the other side to the border with Oklahoma. It's a long way and it can be quite monotonous, so what do I do to keep my brain from not going stir crazy? And well, here are my 10 tips of what I did while I was cycling across this rather monotonous stretch of landscape. And a bit of disclaimer, my videos are just a bit of fun. They're not meant to be taken terribly seriously, and there are certainly no serious survival tips in any of this. It's all just what I did to stop myself going nuts. Look at this. I'm on a new map. Amarillo, and I have to go through that one, that one, that one, that one, this one, and all the way to Oklahoma City, which is this one. So halfway through this great big map. So anyway, and here on this part of the map we have points of interest. So Amarillo here, there's the Cadillac Ranch that I was at yesterday, Amarillo. Today I'm going through Conway, and then there's Oklahoma City. Oh, and there's Tulsa. I'm aiming actually for Tulsa, not Oklahoma City. So yeah, we'll see how we go. It's very exciting to change maps, I must say. It means that I'm getting somewhere. And good morning again, and I'm at Buc-ee's in Amarillo in Texas, and there's a few things I want to show. Firstly, there's a board advertising all sorts of jobs. You could get a job as a restroom crew with no experience needed. $20 per hour, I'm assuming. Got no idea. Okay, you can work full time. You can even get a job as a manager. There's an awful lot of work available here. And Buc-ee's is one of those places that seems to have everything. For example, they got food, all sorts of unhealthy stuff, but I've just had a very unhealthy breakfast. And I'll just reset this a bit better. Okay, I have found a patch of Texas which I have been looking for forever. Haven't been able to find any anywhere, but Buc-ee's has them. But this is what amazed me most. And I'll show you what I mean. It's just a takeaway coffee, nothing special about that, but look at the lid. This is American ingenuity. So, pull up this little tab, and that's where you get to drink out of. But this tab then gets put back here and sits there nicely out of the way. And when you want to close your coffee up again, just put the tab there. Isn't that amazing? We have similar stuff in Australia, but not this whole business here. Look at that. So, this is Texas. Fields flat as far as the eye can see, with roads going off in various directions. Windmills, because it's really windy. Oh, and there's a bike. And the wind's nearly knocked the camera out of my hand. And more roads. Over in the distance is a highway which is carrying a fair bit of traffic, but out here there's next to nothing. Komoot, my navigation app, insists on sending me on dirt roads. No idea why. But anyway, that's how it is.
If you are stifling a yawn and thinking of ducking out to make a pot of tea, don't. Imagine instead what it was like for me to pedal for hours and hours through this. Even now, I had to resort to playing with AI to get over the monotony of a very flat landscape with only windmills and cows to look at.
Did you know that on March the 2nd, 1836, Texas declared her independence from Mexico? Wild Comanches roamed the plains, rangers protected frontier settlements, and this building was not here yet. But it is here now, and this is where I'm planning to get something to eat. And then it was time to get educated in barbed wire, one of the really important inventions of the West. And it's interesting to note that John Wayne was an absolute liar, because cowboys in those days spent most of their time repairing fences, not chasing Indians or bandits or robbers or anything, and certainly not saving helpless females. Maybe they did, but the museum didn't tell me anything about helpless females. It was called the Devil's Rope Museum because that's what barbed wire is. Nasty stuff. I saw old tools, fence posts hewn out of rock, some wire spinners, and hundreds of examples of barbed wire. Who knew that it could come in so many different styles? And then some of the locals have got creative too in making all sorts of different artistic pieces. Animal with very long horns. It's spent a while looking at me, but now it's decided I'm rather boring. And over there is a donkey who's also been checking me out, but he's sort of decided I'm rather boring too, because even though I've got a bright yellow vest on and that was very exciting to start with, it's not so exciting anymore. There's the interstate. That's where I'm going. But it's interesting, as soon as you get off the main road in the backwoods of Texas, you straight away hit gravel. I love how the road signs here give directions. They often don't tell you what the next town is. Yeah, sometimes they do. On the interstate they'll tell you what the next big town is. But if I were to go down this road, I'd be heading south. It's nice to know. And this is what the Texas ranch country looks like. Actually, it's very sandy here. This is nothing but sand. Could almost beat the beach. And there, a barbed wire fence. Good old barbed wire. And sandy, scrubby, not much pasture, but a little bit. That's what the cattle and the donkeys and the horses here live off. All this scrubby stuff. So I've travelled 23 kilometres this morning into an east wind. not much fun, but anyway, not much I can do about it. And I've now pulled up at Texola, which is the last place in Texas. In fact, up there on the highway behind me somewhere is the sign that says, I'm assuming it says goodbye to Texas, because I haven't actually seen it because it's on the interstate and I'm riding on the Route 66. But anyway, Texola, very much a has-been town, full of derelict and falling down buildings, and one almost new, or very new, huge Baptist church. Yep, this is Texola. Over there's the Baptist church, in pretty good condition. Huge wide road. Not much happening in the rest of town. That was a mechanic shop. I've just passed the food store, which was closed. Looks like it's been closed for the last 40 years. There's a roof on the ground. Somewhere there's a one-room jail. Don't know where. Don't know what that is. But yeah, rather a has-been town. But there's one sign of life in here, and that's all the dogs. I've just ridden past probably 25 dogs. Quite a few of them little yappy things coming out of the one house, but a couple of other big brutes, which luckily were chained up so they couldn't get to me. Yeah, not a pleasant experience riding through a deserted town with a headwind, with all these dogs roaming loose. This place would be a brilliant setting for a horror movie. And down there in that house is where all the action happens in this horror movie. And that's it for now. Until next time. Bye bye.